Hello and welcome back to PA Truck Up. I'm your host Manny, and today we have Raven.
I'm good. How are you?
I know you're kind of limited for time, so if you can quickly run us down through like your experience and sort of how you got into SSC and where you are now.
Yeah, so I originally am from Tennessee. I played indoor volleyball at Towson University. From there, I applied for GA jobs. It was Olympic weightlifting the whole time from when I was 14 all the way through college. Kind of interned while I was at Tusculum and was like, yeah, I really, really like doing this. Applied for a GA spot, went to Missouri State. I did my grad school there, so go Bears. I was there for 2 years. And then when I left there, I went to Stephen F. Austin for a semester and a half, kind of like 8 months. And then after I left Stephen F. Austin, I accepted a position at Towson University. So I just got here in February and I work with baseball and football here.
Nice. What's something that is currently firing you up about like either your new role or the industry in general?
So I'm really excited here that I get to do a lot of the sports science stuff. And I'm also working with our quarterbacks in football. And I really enjoy that because I've been working with baseball. I worked baseball and football at SFA as well. And I really enjoy having a fall and a spring. That's my two that kind of rotate off. So I've been working with the quarterbacks and I've been getting to do all of our like catapult GPS data and like building out the reports and stuff. And I think that's really, really interesting. So I was really excited to be able to kind of get my hands on it and do it. So that's been something I've been really excited about.
Nice. So we were kind of speaking offline about your baseball season, and again, it's no secret that it's a long fucking season. But you actually got in as their season was starting, which kind of led me to the question of, with you being in season, how are you still able to develop them and make sure that they're okay to play week in, week out? This is a quick shout out to our main sponsor on this channel, TeamBuilder. TeamBuilder is all-in-one platform that hosts programs, questionnaires, testing, anything that you may need for your athlete's performance. You can host it in TeamBuilder. TeamBuilder also now has two different sides, which is OS and Practice. For more information on TeamBuilder, check out the link in the description. And if you use code PAChalkup all together, you will get a 30-day free trial.
Yeah. So I'm doing my best kind of balancing one, me being new and not knowing them all and like not knowing them as a person, them as a lifter. And I feel like that is kind of a barrier because when they don't trust you and they don't know you, like they met me a month ago now, it's harder to kind of get that buy-in of like, we need to hit something heavy and we need to hit it now, or like, we need to get this stimulus out of you now. Like, it might seem like a little scary, but we need to rip it and we're going to be okay. I have kind of developed a really good relationship with like a core 5 or 6 guys that we've been able to kind of get off and have a lot of variability with them because they are seeing a lot of innings and a lot of time out on the field. And through like their buy-in, I've started to get other people's, and that has helped as well to be able to kind of like push them more because I think they were a little scared at first because I'm very like, yeah, like let's get after it. And they're like, I play tomorrow. I'm like, no, like, let's get after it. You're going to be okay. Like, I'm going to keep volumes low. I'm going to do what I need to do on the science part of it. I just need you to worry about ripping this weight as fast as possible 4 times, and then you're done. That's all I need you to do. So it's definitely been a struggle. I think as we start to get a little later in the season, it's going to start to get a little easier because they're starting to get used to me now. Like, they've seen me for a while. I come out at games. I try to pop into practice. So now they're starting to kind of build that trust there. So we're starting to be able to do it. But it's hard. Like, it's a lot of innings. It's a lot of games. It's a lot of wear. It's a lot of wear and tear on them. It's a lot of travel too. So it's definitely a hard balance for sure.
I think as well, like, how are you justifying their volume and loads and making sure that, like, yes, we're doing all this, but like you live.
So it's helped that like they know I've worked with baseball before. So you start to kind of get that trust there too of like, look, like, yeah, like I was at Missouri State and I helped out with baseball. Like, I did baseball at SFA. Like, we had a fall season, like that. And I use our Perch systems to kind of auto regulate. Cause I'm like, look, like these numbers are based off of you and how you are moving that bar that day. I was like, that's why I'm not using percentages because I don't have percentages on you. And 45 pounds feels different to me every day. So I know it feels different to you every day. Like, I say all the time, like, I know what kind of day I'm gonna have when I pick the bar up and how it feels. So I know it's gonna be different for you. So we're gonna put these perch on you when it lights up gold or it lights up blue or it lights up red. Like, hey, like go down, go up, move it faster. So that's kind of been a way to kind of build buy-in because it's feedback every time. And they know that I'm not lying to them because that iPad right there says that number or has that color or it beeps at you. They're like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, I know. It's okay. We're going to be fine. So I'm just kind of using as much feedback as I can get for them. And I think that really helps.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose as well, like when you've got something that's constantly dinging at you, like I'm guessing you're also using that as a way to, like you've mentioned, go up or down weight depending on how their movements are looking for that specific lift.
Yeah. It's a good way to like auto regulate too. So if I do like open sets that are like as many as possible, and my guys that are getting a lot of innings get 4, but then my guys who aren't really playing get 12. That's the same workload for them. Just then you just came in with more fatigue. And that's okay. Like it's based off of you as a person and how you're feeling that day. I'm hoping they don't figure out how to cheat it, but right now we're okay. So
Right now, with you having baseball, obviously there's different types of roles within that. How are you adapting each program to one, fit what they need, but two, sort of build towards what they need to be working at for the position?
honestly, I'm kind of taking them as they are right now. My goal is to, especially because I just got here, get them out of the season healthy, get them out of the season they enjoyed the weight room and build some trust and to not lose anything that we have. I'm not trying to be super greedy with like, oh, I need to put on however much or whatever percentage on their jump numbers or their weight or their max or whatever it is. I just really want them to feel and play the best baseball that they feel like they can feel and play right now. And if that means I'm making accommodations or I'm changing things or maybe we're not super trusting and we're not getting after it right now as intent as I feel like we need to get after it. Like I'm okay with that because I need them to play their best game of baseball. And
Yeah.
sometimes, yeah, like you don't get a perfect scenario and that's okay too.
So how have you been laying out the program since you've got there?
So I have a starting pitcher program that kind of have variables that change depending on their rotations based off of them and when they throw. I have a we are not playing program. So my kind of not really my red shirts, but like my super low inning volume guys. And then I have all my position players and my bullpen guys. We keep them on the same schedule because we're not sure when they're going to go. So it's just easy to keep them on a constant rotation so they know exactly what we're doing when we're doing it.
With having those different groups, are you preparing the least inning guys to still be able to do what the most inning guys are doing, or like how's that sort of usually?
Okay. So talking about giving them ranges of DVTs and being kind of super strict with them. Because if they decide like, oh, I want to kind of let this eat today, and we're hitting reds continually, then we're going to start to get soreness, and then they start to lose trust in me because now they're sore, and they're like, hey, felt awful, didn't hit well, what's going on? So I'm like super on them about like, this is where our range is, this is where we need to be. I don't want you to go hit extra stuff. Like, I want it to be this, and this, and like, let's leave it at that. Like, if you feel super great today for some odd reason, you're like, yeah, like I really, really, really want to get after it. I totally understand, but it's also like not where we need to be. Just be super tie intent with like the sets and the reps and the volume that we have, if that makes sense. And like a
Yeah,
short.
yeah. We're back. We had some technical difficulties, but it's all worked out now. So yeah, we were talking about like intensities and how when the less innings guys have to step up to play the innings, how the intensities are sort of matched. And yeah, that makes sense how you've sort of laid that out. What's something that you're currently programming that's helping A, the conditioning, B, the speed work stuff that they will have to achieve during the games?
So I will say like that's what kind of if we're talking about like conditioning, like sprint stuff, that's what really sucks about where I'm at right now is because I got here so late and we were already wasting time like on field with them or sprinting with them or stuff like that. So I'm doing my best to be able to get vertical and horizontal force production in the weight room, whether that's through like overspeed or like weighted plyos or things like that to try to like get doses of it. But obviously, it's not a sprint dosage. And that's something that I feel like we're definitely going to add in come fall and next spring is like get the ladies out sprint. Be able to have like a conditioning base with my pitchers so that way we recover better. Like all these things that are on my like to-do list to add in, but also I got here and we started playing so that you don't get to add the things
Right.
in. So that's definitely something that like I feel like we're missing and I really want to.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose like so I've just had a coach that's collegiate in the UK, and our programs are sort of different because instead of like this is Division One school, this is a D2 school, this is like even in Division One, there's like an upper level and a lower level. Essentially, teams apply to get strength and conditioning. So you could have anyone that's like just doing a sport to just do a sport, and then you might have like a team that's like international. So it's like it could be like that difference even within the same team. But he was talking about like okay, like sometimes we just focus on like getting to know movement, like making sure that's solid. So like I can imagine that's sort of similar to what you'd experienced, and it's like I'm just trying to make sure that they can move.
Yeah, like I just want them to like obviously like I can't stop injuries, but do my best to make them as healthy as possible, as well rounded as possible, that we have good movement quality, and that we feel good when we go play baseball. So I'm definitely losing some things that normally I would also like. I'm not to the point where I can put that in because we're playing and we're in season, and like I have to do the best that I can with what I have. And I'm not saying like I hate what we're doing. And I don't feel like we're doing this productive, but there are like missing pieces that I wish we could incorporate and that we're going to add in the fall and be totally okay by next spring.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting if you were up for it to come back on after your preseason, just to be like talk about like what you've implemented and how that's sort of shaping up. Because like it does make a difference when you've got like a full
Yeah.
season on
And
you.
that's what's been so crazy. Like I had 2 years at Missouri State, and then I had from June to January at SFA, and now I'm at Towson. So I haven't been anywhere long enough for me to be like, yeah, like here's where we were at, here's where we went, here's where we're going. So I'm really excited to like be here and be here for a while and be like, yeah, 4 years ago we were doing this. And now like a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, like here's where we're at. So I'm really excited to kind of see where we're at like a year from now, 6 months from now.
I think as well, like it makes it easier for you to like you'll have records at that point. So, like you know what's worked and what's not. And I think like I mean, the best programs aren't ones that change every year, right? There's stuff that you've got deep knowledge about. So, like by having that full season, you'll start to see patterns and identify things coming up.
Excited. I think it's gonna be really cool to like not only see their growth, but mine as well. Being a young coach, like being able to watch all of my stuff progress and like go through a transitional period is gonna be really nice. I'm excited.
I will say though, like, I think we've been following each other for, I think coming up to two
Yeah.
years.
I think
Cause it
it's
was,
23, yeah.
yeah, cause it was Nicole Jimenez that came on
Yes. Because I was with Nicole.
and then we said,
Yep.
yeah, she's the
Nicole's
best.
awesome.
She's
She is
fucking
so smart. And Missouri State did so well this year too. Like she's so smart.
So here's the thing. I've got this theory. It's not really a theory, it's a fucking thing. I know it. But like you can always tell the coach's lineage by like the staple things in their program.
Yeah.
And you've kind of touched on it a couple times and I'm like, that's fucking Nicole.
Yeah. Well, it's
That's
it's the
Nicole to a
Missouri
T.
State cult. Like I I'm gonna like shout out 2, 3 people here specifically is Landon Dove and Jackson Morris. Jackson Morris is at Coastal Carolina right now, and Landon Dove is at the University of Minnesota with women's soccer. And I will meet different people and they'll be like, you said something or program like the Missouri State people. And when I got to Missouri State, our director at the time was like, that's Landon. Follow him around, stay with him. He will turn you into a good coach. And at the time, I'm like, what? And he put me through the ringer, the 2 years there. And then I spent a semester with Coach Mo, who's at Coastal Carolina now. And I was like, they have completely changed my outlook and like how I was going to be in the field. And like those 2 people were absolutely amazing. But there are times where I'm like, people are like, "That's very Missouri State of you." I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah. So for me, it's the
Yeah,
lunges.
no.
You're like, you have to have a
Yes.
lunger.
Yes. And it's like, I'll say something about like SFT stuff. So it's like sagittal frontal transverse, we call it SFT lunges or like SFT reaches or like hand positions or feet positions or whatever it is. They're like Missouri State. Like, yes, Missouri State. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad
No.
thing. It's not a bad thing, but it's funny to see like so I've had the pleasure of speaking to Tim Schummel and Mike Stone. So two greats, but Tim interned for Doc. I like I met Doc. I met Tim first, and then I met Doc, and then I spoke to Tim. Like everything he was saying, I was like, "Wait, that's." And I was like, I started connecting the dots. I'm like, "Fuck."
Like, wait a minute. There's something here that's going on. Yeah.
Yeah. You also kind of mentioned something earlier on that I kind of want you to explore a little bit further. And like you've started experimenting with sports science and looking at GPSs and Perch. What are some things that you're exploring, and what are some trends and metrics that you're kind of looking out for?
Yeah, so I'm doing like our catapult reports and stuff right now. And like obviously like I'm getting a lot of guidance because I'm really like, to be frank, fucking around on there sometimes in the best way possible. I'm like, wow, this is so cool. I'm gonna mess with this, and this. But we have like our daily, weekly, monthly report. Obviously like our monthly and our longitudinal, we're looking at acute client ratios and kind of watching for spikes and stuff. Because we like to look back and be able to compare it to like spring last year, the spring before last, and things like that. So kind of watching trends. We're going through spring ball right now, and we're actually on spring break. So our guys are going to have 9 days off, and then we're going to come back and lift on Monday, practice on Tuesday. So we're kind of watching people's volumes. We look at player load. Our coaches like to talk in yardage. So we do our best to use as much yardage metrics as possible, whether that's overall yardage or yardage per minute or high speed yardage or whatever that is, just because they talk that way. So it makes sense for us to talk and communicate that way as well. Player load's a big one for us. Any kind of high speed distance or yardage, like I said. Acute to chronic right now, we're just trying to keep it really simple. It's not something that we've been doing a lot with. So we're kind of starting to try to use it more, be able to like talk about practice planning, different stuff like that.
Is there anything that you've been fucking around with that you think may have a bigger impact for them later down the line?
I think we need to start looking like me and our other assistant of like density of certain drills and kind of starting to make them like a drill exercise menu, kind of how like we have our exercise menus or like how we program our on field days, whether that's like we're gonna tempo or we're gonna do speed yardage or we're gonna do an ACL decel day, like kind of trying to like be able to show them like this indie or these drills during indie go with this, and these drills in this indie go in this quadrant and stuff like that. So kind of starting to see trends of overall like practice and then the breakdown of practice volume and kind of where we're starting to get stuff. But that'll be something that like sit and tag and look at for a longer period of time before we start to build that out.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people also look at on field slash gym work very differently to each other. And I don't think it's as far apart as people think. Like, there is still loads, internal and external. There's still things that tax them, like, especially if we're talking about like contact while sprinting or contact while just doing any drills running wise. Like, that's still reps that the soleus and gastroc is going through. It's like, do we look at that properly, or what do we do there?
I think like too, like what everybody knows, like obviously like your receivers run really hot and have like a really high volume, but also like our receivers are handling it because they're built to kind of handle that higher load and intensity and volume in practice. So like we have it like broken down by position, and like you put your O line and then you have your quarterbacks and like you have your receivers that's like shoot up. But like we're trying to be like, that's fine. Like he's actually okay. Like we had a kid almost get like 9,000 yards in practice the other day. But like kid's fine. Like he's kid athlete. He's okay. Like he handles it well. he's accumulated that volume, like, he's somebody that kinda runs hot anyways, like, they're okay. So, like, really kinda learning, like, them too as an athlete and how their stats kinda show up as well, whether that, like, fits with the norm of their group or not, because there are gonna be some people that are just a little bit of an outlier.
Yeah, I think this is one of the reasons why I love Team Builder. They're a big sponsor, so shout out. It's your ability to have those players who run really hot, and like some of them that don't tend to reach that much, but still be able to program them
Yeah.
individually. Like have a blanket program, but then actually specify what they're needing done throughout the whole time.
It's definitely been interesting. I think it's been super fun to be able to look at because I've been sitting around or being at football practices and not looking at what's actually happening, just being like return to play or, you have your muscle beach groups and stuff like that. So like actually getting to sit down and look at tag and go to practice has been so fun.
You said something earlier, and I love when coaches speak about this. Bet your Saturday lift.
Yeah.
Can you break them?
My frat bro day. I love Saturdays. Sometimes you just gotta give them the vibes. Like, I think training environment is so important of like, I'm gonna put it like whatever music we need on, roll the sleeves up, cut the sleeves off, like wear the music, hit some buys and tries and trap, and like let's go look good in our uniform and have a good day. Like sometimes you just gotta have like the good vibe days, and I think that's so important. We used to say all the time, like, it's a GBO day, so good vibes only. And like, I love having like a GBO day in the weight room. I'm like, you know what? Like, we're gonna have a good day today. We're gonna do some bodies tries. We're gonna bench, stay in your ranges, but like, let's get after it. And like, they kind of eat it up, and it's fine. Like, it's good for them. It's good for me. And you're like, it's a good time. I love those.
Love it. Like so, at UW, Coach AJ, shout out. He was in control of the music all the time. So like there was different days, like different. There was playlists for different days.
Yes.
But like on the Friday, it was the most vibey. So it was like Aloha Fridays. So it was just like Pacific Islander music. Everyone was like just dancing on the center stand, like in between all the racks. They would do hard sets and then just dance for a little
Yeah,
bit.
we used to
And,
do
like it was really nice. It was chilled and laid
Yeah,
back.
we used to do Country Fridays when I was in Missouri State. Those ripped. Those were the best days. Missouri State women's soccer like loved country music too. So like we would rip a Country Friday, crank that thing up, and like their output and jump numbers like between Monday and Friday. Now we're getting to the end of the week, like the vibes are higher, maybe their loads a little different, but like they would jump out the gym on Fridays. And I promise you, Country Fridays are helping out with that.
So here's a funny story. Obviously, the UK isn't like there's no like a big country scene. So like I used to hate country music until I went to the US and I experienced some of country music and like the players that vibe with it kind of like broke down what was good, what was bad. And then I was like, I came back and I was like, fuck, I like country music.
So good. I love a country lift day, and people, the guys up here, not a fan. I have a couple guys that are like, let's rip some country music. You kind of have to know your crowd, but like, I will advocate for a country lift day all the time. That's what I look to. I love it.
So yeah, I think, and I've started playing it a little bit more now with my coaching, and like people do like it. I'm like, fuck, but it's just, I think it's like, actually today I was talking about the benefits of having music in the weight room, and like I actually had some like alternative type music on today. But there's a client I have that just like loves country music, so I'll just bump it, and like we're just there vibing out.
Like, we'll do like these rock, and then we'll have like a day it's like EDM, like we need to move fast, or then like a lot of my athletes like Bad Bunny, so we'll rip like some Bad Bunny days. Like it's a constant different rotation in there. We'll give them what they need, but like I'm always gonna advocate for a country day.
Nice. What's your exercises during the gun show?
Yeah, this is where I kind of give them free range. It's a bicep, a tricep, or a pull down or a shrug. I don't love a shrug in season. I don't want to like lock up shoulders and traps, especially with my baseball players. But it's like wide try, a core, or something like that. I'm doing three things, and I'm like, pick your poison, dude. Like, you're 18 to 22-year-old college students. Like, I know you have like stuff you want to do. I just tell them that we have to rotate things, and they get that. So I just let them rip it. I'm like, pick what you want to do. Like, let it be the gun show. Like, go have some fun. It's Saturday. Like, we're gonna push the ball later today because we're gonna play at 2 p.m. We're lifting like 8:30. Like, yeah, like let's get after it.
You also say rip it a lot, which I kind of want you to dive into. Like, how do you explain your athletes just like fucking go ham?
It's hard. Like sometimes, like I struggled more when I had women's teams of like getting to understand. Like sometimes you just have to like rip it. But I think the baseball team here kind of gets that mentality with like, you want to go hit a bomb? They're like, yeah. I'm like, cool. Like rip this. Like this is gonna go fast. Like pick it up as fast as possible. It's gonna be kind of heavy. We're okay. Just rip it. Well, like, all right. I'm like, I don't want you to worry about anything else. I just want you to think about, I'm gonna go put my hands on this boulder and I'm gonna pick it up. Perfect, done. Amazing. Like, let's not overcomplicate it. Like, you know how to do this. Just go get it.
Yeah. You've also mentioned some of the work that you've been doing with quarterbacks. Can you break that down and sort of explain how they're a little bit different to most athletes?
Yeah, so right now we're doing plus ones, so just like extra work, which is something that our offensive coordinator is really excited about, which makes my job really easy because he really likes it. And so we do a lot of stability, we do a lot of shoulder work, we do a lot of like extra mobility, stuff like that, just things that we feel like they need or athletic training feels like they need. So we have them screened and then we go through that with like athletic trainers or like stuff that athletic trainers already know that they feel like they need. So if they have like pre-existing stuff that comes up, we'll make sure to like add an exercise that address that as well. Just a lot of T-spine, a lot of shoulders, a lot of just like upper body mobility, so many pull-off presses, med ball stuff, being able to rotate, keep shoulders healthy, move them through good ranges of motion. A lot of extra core work. Just because like they're the only ones out there throwing the ball all the time. Everybody else is catching it. They're the only ones out there throwing a ball. They might need a little something extra. So I really like working with them. They're a great group of guys. I love the ones that we have here at Towson. Every single one of our quarterbacks are awesome. I'm so excited about them. They've been great. But like sometimes they just need extra stuff. And like that's okay. Like we do what they need. We have 3 days worth of it. I come out, we warm up together, and I'm off into practice. Takes 5 to 10 minutes. It's not a whole lot of extras, so they buy into it well. So it's been great. I really
With your sort of workload just now, there is quite a lot of shoulder heaviness to consider. What are some ways that you're kind of protecting them from the more long-term sort of injuries that can happen?
Yeah, so sitting with my quarterbacks right now, they're very young. We have two early grads that are high school kids that have got here this spring. We have a transfer and we have a sophomore. They need general strength. I think quarterbacks can be strong and they should be strong because everyone is trying to take them out, basically. That's the whole point is go sack the quarterback and I need them to be able to handle it. So I think general strength is something that we're really, really trying to work because that's our lowest hanging fruit and we need that anyways. And then just giving them little extra add-ins to be able to take care of shoulders and work with shoulders is probably the best thing for us to be doing. We're not changing a whole lot from the general programming. I think it's good for them to get in with the guys and train and do everything else that all the other guys are doing. Perfect. But we just give them little add-ins here and there. We've talked about like giving an initial grip bars if we need to, or maybe we go to a landmine in season as we start to throw more and as we start to increase that load. But right now, like they're gentle. They're with the guys. We're grinding, getting after it. Give them little plus ones, give them extra stuff, but we just need them to get strong.
That's super interesting.
That like
How
overhead press, like
yeah.
push press, get strong overhead.
So with them being so young and you're just working on general strength, I mean, that is a good way for them to be more prepared for when they do have to step in and play. That's a good call.
Yeah. I mean, like, especially because we're going to have hopefully 4 years with these guys. You never know. But let's lay a really good foundation with them. And then, especially in the spring, because we're practicing, obviously, but like, we still want you getting stronger this whole spring and in the summer. So we're just going to general strength the whole way through. And then once we know like who's playing or what our volumes look like, we can start to change and modify stuff as needed. But right now, like,
Yeah. With you being so general with them, is there things that sort of drove you to keep them simple when obviously you just want to start building specific strengths, right? You've actually just went the complete other way.
Yeah, I think we're doing that with everyone right now, to be honest. Like, I when I got here, like, they were keeping it really general and wanted to lay a really good foundation, and I agree with it. I think, like, now's the time to do it if we're gonna do it. So me and Dylan, the other assistant, and then Aaron's been helping us out with football right now because we don't have a football director, which has been interesting. So we've just kept everybody super general. Gonna continue to progress them and build strength because we have a lot of new people that haven't been in the program as well. I think they had a pretty decent amount of turnover with transfers and grads and things like that. So we just kept everybody general. Let's build some strength. Let's lay a really good foundation in the patterns. And then once we get a director in here and once we start playing some football, start practicing some more, and then we can start to get specific. But right now we're okay.
What's some advice that you would give new coaches or people wanting to come into this industry?
Um, I would say I think where I feel wish I could go back is utilize your resources, aka every single other person on staff. If I could go back and pick the brains of more people that I worked with on staff, especially at like Missouri State or different places, I wish I would have. So whether you're just working with one person or you're working with everyone, like find a time to sit down with them and pick their brains because everyone comes from a different area. Everybody has different opinions. Like the strength coach saying is like, it depends. Go talk to all of them, ask questions, even if you feel like you're not smart enough to go talk to them. Cause I will do that a lot. I'm like, oh, well, I should probably learn a little more before I go ask them about their thing. Go ask them if they don't want to answer your question or they feel like you're not ready to hear the answer to the question, they're going to send you to the right direction anyways. Go ask all the people all the questions you could think of. Ask everybody the same question. You're going to get a different answer. Just go use your resources. Go talk to all of them, pick their brains, develop a relationship, meet that person. You never know when they're going to come back up. And so just build those relationships, ask those questions, even if you feel like you shouldn't be asking them yet.
What's who's one person that you wish you could go back and ask them?
Honestly, Nicole. Nicole.
Nice.
Yeah, I wish I would have picked her brain more. I just wasn't around her a ton. I was running around with soccer and then ended up helping out with football. I was with baseball. I feel like I really took advantage of everyone's knowledge but hers because I was almost kind of intimidated when I first got there because I was like, she's so smart. And I feel like I'm not smart enough to like ask her questions yet, which like now seems absolutely ridiculous to say. But I wish I would have gone back and like just picked and picked and picked at Nicole's brain because she's so smart.
So fun story. She posted a while ago about instead of the mid thigh pull, she was doing like a split squat
Yeah,
like pull.
I think so.
So like I was like, that's super interesting. And I asked her like why? I'm sure that this is no secret, so I'll read this out. But she was like, yeah, I'm not a fan of mid thigh pull. I love a staggered positioning, the lunges. From a unilateral training standpoint, almost like a sprinter stance. Obviously, vector is vertical and not horizontal. Anyways, was curious with testing since we just got new force plates. But it's like it's also her ability to like experiment and test things out, which I think we don't do enough of. And it's like so I've got this theory and method I'm kind of working out. And like we always talk about toolboxes in this industry. You go to a conference, or it's more tools to the toolbox, or you go spend a weekend or a week with a coach and you just like learn of each other. So like people usually think of a toolbox as just like one whole thing and you're just chucking tools in there. But I've started thinking of it as like having a tiered toolbox. So like your first tier is like your go-to, like things that you use every day for your everyday programs. Tier two is like your okay, tier one exercises aren't working. So let me take something out from there and see if that works for this individual. And then like tiers four and three are like you go to a conference, you learn the concept. That concept goes on tier four. From tier four, then you can be like, okay, this is how it could work in my program. Let me throw it tier three, and tier three becomes like my experimental tier. So like then it's got that option to like, okay, I'll move this tier one, tier two, or it just stays where it is and we keep fucking around with it. But it's like it's having this process where we're actually doing something with what we're learning as opposed to just sitting with it and just like not end up doing anything with it.
Yeah, that's where I feel like Nicole does such a good job too, is like if you follow her on social media, she is constantly like going somewhere new, but then you're gonna see her doing it in the weight room in 2 weeks or in a week. Like she's constantly trying new stuff. She has like her wish list on her whiteboard when I was there, of, like things that she wanted to get to be able to try stuff out. Like she's constantly evolving and changing, and that's what I think is so cool. And what like I wish I would have picked her. Right? How do you know like she's so smart? Like I know the girls that are there now that are working with her are like resource, and I love that for them.
Nice. What's some things that you've been experimenting with or want to experiment with?
Honestly, I'd love to do more stuff with our force plates and our Nord board and kind of like having a sports science like readiness ecosystem, if that makes sense, of being able to like have multiple tests plus our capital stuff and kind of have this plus like the surveys that I do with like my baseball guys and being able to put it all together to kind of track overall stuff. I think that would be probably the next step into tracking and being able to show progress and readiness and stuff like that. I spent a year without any kind of technology, so getting kind of back into it and learning the force plates again because we have Hawkins here. I'd Sparta beforehand. So like relearning those, kind of figuring out how to test when I want to test, the frequency, the time of day, stuff like that. So that's what I've really been trying to like figure out and play around with. Like I've been jumping on them when I lift in like different points in times to see what I like. And just doing different stuff with my baseball guys as well to kind of see where I want to do it in like the season, but what I want to do next fall or next spring or stuff like that.
Yeah, so you're kind of creating a game plan for it, just not like on yourself, I suppose. Yeah. Raven, thank you so much for coming on today. If you can let people know where they can find you and sort of reach out if they have any questions.
Yeah. So I'm really just on Instagram and I'm actually really bad about answering DMs, as I guess you find out. But my Instagram is just Coach Raven. Yeah, there's me. But yeah, probably on Instagram, DM me. I love responding to people. Also, if you text me, I'm like to give you my number because that makes it a lot easier as well. But yeah, I love talking to new people, especially young female strength coaches. So please hit me up because I love the chat.
Love that. I might not post your number because that can get a bit
No, it's
weird.
okay. Throw the Instagram
Um,
up there. If they DM me, I'll shoot a text.
Perfect. Appreciate
Yeah,
you.
anytime. Thanks.